Thank you all for coming out. I'm Rob McDonald, the Vice President of Exploration for Southern Silver Exploration. I will speak to you about our primarily about our flagship project, the Cerro Las Menitas project located in Durango, Mexico. I will be making forward-looking statements. I'm a geologist. That's often what I get paid to do. So the investment highlights on Southern, I'll focus primarily on our flagship, Cerro Las Menitas. It's a silver, lead, zinc project located in Durango, Mexico, which is currently one of the largest and highest grade undeveloped silver-based projects in the world, with indicated and inferred resources totaling 350 million silver equivalent ounces at a relatively high average grade of 325 grams per ton silver equivalent. The resource breaks out as 40% in the indicated category, 60% in the inferred category. It's in a well-established mining district in Mexico, and we're surrounded by other major mining companies. So for the PEA highlights, 15-year mine life, robust project economics, and very strongly leveraged to gold and silver with high revenues and free cash flow. We own the project 100%. We have about $2 million in the treasury at this point, and that's enough to keep us going through 2024 as we work through a revision on our PEA, which is one of the main catalysts looking forward. We expect to have that out in probably around 6 weeks, give or take, and so we're looking forward to getting those results out. We will look then at further drilling at Cerro Las Menitas, and at that point decide whether to continue resource expansion or whether to start upgrading the resources into the indicated category in preparation for feasibility work. Again, Cerro Las Menitas is one of the largest deposits, silver-based undeveloped deposits in the world. You can see where we sit with respect to our peer group, compared to some of the larger bulk tonnage deposits. We tend to have higher grade and equivalent resources. There are clearly higher margin deposits out there, but we tend to be larger and have a larger resource base. Capital structure, we're sitting now currently at around a $45 billion Canadian market capitalization. It translates to EV per ounce in the ground of only 16 cents and a P versus NAV of about 1.3. So we think there's additional value that we can get as we update the economics on the project, and something to look forward to in terms of catalysts. Experienced management team with a history of success, particularly in Mexico. And, so again, know what major projects look like, know how to transition those projects to a production decision. And that could be either through sale of the asset to a major, or alternatively JV of the asset to get the project into production for the benefit of the shareholder. Our project portfolio, we have 3 projects. I'll speak predominantly on the Cerro Las Menitas project. It sits in the heart of the Faja de Plata of north central Mexico. We're in the interior plateau, so we're out of the mountains, and as I like to joke, we're in the middle of the bean fields, not the marijuana fields. It makes it a fairly safe jurisdiction and area to be working in Mexico. You can see we're surrounded by world-class deposits. We do have 2 other projects, Oro and Hermanes, although I don't believe I'll have time to get to those as well. You can see we're in a good location. We have federal highways running right through the property. We have rail line running through the property, power line running through the property. Exploration permits are in place, and exploration access agreements are in place with the local ejido. This is Cerro Las Menitas, and you can see one of the federal highways that runs right through the property in the foreground. Cerro Las Menitas is the hill of little mines that we're turning into one large resource and one large mining structure. You can see some of the geology here. It's a classic skarn system, central intrusion. Acts as the heat pump for the system with zones of alteration, skarn and hornfelds around that central intrusion. Much of the mineralization is localized in that skarn altered halo around the intrusion. You can see in the 3D rendering on the right just the distribution of the various mineral deposits. Mineral resource again breaks down. 350 million silver equivalent. That includes over 120 million ounces of silver alone and 2.7 billion pounds of combined lead and zinc. So it is quite a large deposit. and tremendous amount of value. In looking at the economics of the project, the PEA highlights effective end of 2022, we had a base case after-tax NPV of $349 million, internal rate of return of just under 18%. Base case revenues were $3.7 billion and initial capex of $341 million. So we see that the NPV versus the cap is around 1-to-1. We'd like to see that getting higher in the revision, maybe 1.5 or higher. The internal rate of return lags a little bit, so we'd like to get that into the mid-20s, and we believe that we are on track for that. Again, you can see the distribution of the metals and how they're produced. And I do wanted to call your attention to the right side of the graphic where I say additional production capacity. And part of this is because in the mine plan we have two portals. We have a western portal, which is active for 15 years, the eastern portal active for only 6. And so by adding new resources where we have, we're going to be feeding the eastern portal and essentially filling in that gap in production that we have. But there is continued exploration potential on the project. On the eastern side of the Cerro, we've drilled only down to around 500 meters below surface. On the western side, mineralization extends over 1 kilometer at depth. And so we believe that we have further exploration potential down dip of the existing deposits on the east side, and the ability to grow the system to maybe 40 million tons or more. So we continue on the pathway to production. We've established permitting parameters. We continue with our environmental and hydrology baseline studies, social engagement. We're preparing for the next phase of economic assessment, as well as the technical opportunities where we think we can add value to the project, updating the metallurgy, bringing in gold into the cash flow model, again, adding the new mineral resources. And so a number of things that we're bringing to bear into the revised PEA that will continue to add value. We have 2 other projects on the property or in the company, the Oro project and Hermanas. They're located in southern New Mexico. Oro is a large laramide copper moly porphyry system, while Hermanas is a large silver and gold epithermal vein system. They're earlier stage than the CLM project and still in the exploration stage. We did some drilling on Oro in 22-23. As a result, we added 62 claims to the property, mainly in the northwestern part of the property, and we're developing existing targeting for future drilling. The Hermanas project, again, we've got some initial targeting to do a small RC program. We're planning to do that in 2024. Pending financing, and so we're just in the final stages of permitting for drilling on that project. And so why Southern Silver? We have a diverse property package with exposure to both precious and base/EV metals. The PEA results highlight robust asset value of the project, and the future catalysts, a revision of that PEA coming up toward the end of Q1 of 2024. Drilling on CLM as well as drilling on Hermanas. And then ongoing, we have continued surface exploration and targeting on CLM as well as new targeting on the Oro project. And that's it for me. Thank you very much.